and if you kept it, okay, if you are having a plant, okay, and if you are very much familiar that the root always grows in the direction of gravity. Okay, root goes in the direction of gravity. But here you see, and the stem grow against the direction of gravity. Okay, so it show negative geotropism, and the root show positive geotropism. Okay, even if you kept this flower pot like this for some time, if you kept this flower pot for some time like this, the plant will start growing like this way. Again, it will grow. Okay, you understood? So the root will not go like, the shoot will not go like this way. Okay, and similarly, the root will start going like this. Got it? You understood?
Yes, sir.
Turn on your camera, Tejasvi and Abir. Okay. So let it be. And so please note it down. The geotropism, the movement or growth of plant part towards or against the gravity. Towards means if it is towards the gravity or against the gravity. Okay. So you know that positive geotropism is shown by root, and the negative geotropism is shown by, and make this diagram fast. Okay. Done.
Yes, sir. Done.
Okay. Now moving to the next type of tropic movement is chemotropism. Chemotropism is movement of pollen tube. You know that the flower, we have the flower like this. We have the flower, and these are the petals. Okay. Okay, and we have the pistil in between. Pistil. This is the female reproductive organ of the plant. Okay, and when the pollen grain, the male reproductive cell, or when it reaches to this portion, okay, then it start germinating over here. This is the pollen grain. So when it start germinating, it start growing a tube like structure. Okay, that reaches to the ovary. And this one is inside the ovary. This is called ovule. This portion is called ovule. Okay, so this is pollen tube. This is pollen tube. Okay, so why it is moving downward? Because of the chemical secreted by this ovary. This pollen tube has three. This portion has three parts. And this is the first part is called stigma. If I write it, this portion is called stigma. Stigma. This portion is called style, and this portion is called ovary. This portion is called ovary, and the whole it is called carpel. Carpel or pistil or pistil. So this pollen tube starts germinating towards the ovary because ovary secrete. This is ovary, this lower portion, and it is start germinating. It is growing downward just because the ovary secrete is special chemical, and because of that chemical, the pollen tube grows towards that chemical. It is attracted towards its chemical, and this result in movement of pollen tube towards its chemical. You understood? Understood?
Yes, sir.
So that is called chemotropism. This is an example of chemotropism. Okay, so please, the pollen tube in flowering plants move towards ovule, moves towards ovule in ovary. This is due to special chemical secreted by ovule. Okay, got it? Note it down and draw the structure also. Done?
Just a minute, sir. The diagram I'm drawing.
Okay, note it down.
Done, sir.
Okay. You also? Tejasvi? Done?
Yes, sir, done.
Okay. Let's move further. The next type of tropic movement is the hydrotropism. Hydrotropism is another type of movement. Let me show you. This is a hydrotropism. And the movement of roots, of plant roots towards water body, okay, towards nearby water body, okay, that is called hydrotropism. So this is the plant. If a nearby river is flowing, then this start flowing towards this direction. Okay, note it down. That is called, this is an example of hydrotropism. Hydrotropism.
Done, sir.
Okay, so let's move further. Now let's move further. Now the another type of movement is called the tropic movement. What is tropic movement? Let me explain. Sorry, Nastic movement. Nastic movement. Okay, let me explain you again that what is the difference between the tropic and the Nastic movement. Okay, then you know that in the tropic movement, the stimulus has a particular direction. Stimulus has particular direction and plant respond to that direction. Okay, towards the direction or opposite to the direction. For example, like gravity has a direction. The roots start moving towards the gravity. Stem is moving against the gravity. Similarly, the bending of a plant stem towards the light when in case of unilateral direction is given. So if it is the direction of a stimulus, the plant responds to that direction. But what if the stimulus don't have particular direction, it's still the plant responds to that stimulus. For example, temperature. If you have seen that or the duration of light also, you are very much familiar that the flowers generally opens during early morning, because early morning is a very low intensity of light is there, and that is going to have diffuse light. Okay, so if I'm saying that in the tropic movement, the stimulus has particular direction, but diffuse light, the intensity of light, that how much amount you see at the 12 in noon. Okay, the intensity of light is very high as comparison to the very early morning light. Okay, the early morning light is having low intensity, so flowers generally open at low intensity of light in the early morning. Okay, during the early morning hours. So that is a response to that light. Okay, similarly the temperature also, you know that apple plants can be grown only in the colder region. It cannot be grown in the hotter region, because the temperature, the plant also responds to temperature, but temperature don't have any direction. You cannot say that that's 25-degree temperature on the left hand side, on the north or the south. No, you cannot say. They don't have any direction temperature. So those stimulus which don't have particular directions and the plant responds to them, that is called nestic movement. Okay, in the tropic movement, stimulus have particular direction. Got it? Got it, Abhi? You understood?
Yes, sir.
So note it down. Nestic movement, when the stimulus has particular, when stimulus don't have particular direction, and a diffuse and have a diffuse impact, then the stimulus impact, then the movement occur irrespective of direction of the stimulus. Means there is no direction. Still, the response a plant is responding. Okay, so note it down, the definition of nestic movement. Okay, why you join the late? Why you join late? Shoaib, are you there? Shoaib, are you there in the class? Why you join late? So done. Nestic movement.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So if I'm saying here that the type of, like we have the, in the tropic movement, we have the geotropism, we have the phototropism, we have the hydrotropism, chemotropism. Similarly, there are the types of nestic movement. There are some type of nesting movement. First is this, that is photonestic movement. What is photo? Photo means light. And you know that I have told you that the opening, like opening of or closing of some flowers depends on the intensity of the light. If the diffuse light is there, then they easily get opened. Okay, so that is the response of the plant. So that is called photonesty. The opening and closing of petals of flowers in response to diffuse light is an example of photonesty. Note it down. Photonesty. Opening and closing of petals. Petals means the flower part.
Done, sir.
Done. Okay. That is called photonestic. What is sometimes the change in temperature also influence. You know that if the temperature is changing, then it also influence the opening and closing of flowers, like in oxalis. Oxalis flower. Let me show you that what is oxalis flower. Oxalis. You haven't seen that oxalis. Everybody have seen this one, I think so. This is very common flower that generally can be grown anywhere. Okay. So this one is oxalis flower. This one is oxalis. Okay, is it visible to you? Visible?
Yes, sir.
So this one is oxalis flowers, and this opening and closing of petals also depends on the temperature also. Okay. So temperature dependent and also the light dependent. Okay. So let you write here that the opening change in temperature also influences the opening and closing of flowers in oxalis. This is an example of thermonestic movement. This is an example of thermo means temperature, heat, and the nestic means because it is a type of nestic movement that is called thermonestic movement or thermonesty. Or you can write it thermonesty. Nesty. Okay, sure. Done? Okay. Let's move further. Yes. Now you have seen that in touch me not plant. Touch me not plant. Have you seen? Shoaib, have you seen the touch me not plant? Touch me not. Touch me not plants is a plant that when you touch it, it generally closes the leaves. So touch me not plants, okay, means what happens when we touch the plant. There is a turgor pressure. That is turgor pressure. Let me show you what is turgor pressure. So this is a plant cell, okay, that is going to have cell wall. This is a plant cell, and it is going to have some cell wall. This is cell wall, and inside the cell wall is plasma membrane. This is plasma membrane, and inside the plasma membrane is large vacuoles. Okay. So if I'm saying that this is a large vacuole, so there's a water is present, so it is providing the turgidity. Turgidity means hardness to the plant. So in touch me not plants, when you touch it, so the turgor pressure means this pressure generally decreases, and this result in the closing of leaves of touch me not plants. So touch in some plants result in pacular change in the turgor pressure of the plants. Pacular change is static, instant change of in the turgor pressure means turgor means turgor word come from the turgidity. Turgor pressure that is present in the cell that suddenly drops, and the as a result of which the leaves get closed. Okay. So that is called seismonestic movement. This type of movement, this type of nestic movement is called seismonestic movement. It is called seismonestic movement. Okay. And we can simply say that it occurs in the touch me not plant, found in touch me not plant. The scientific name of touch me not plant is Mimosa pudicea. Note it down. Touch in some plant causes sudden change in the turgor resulting in pacular movement. Done. Okay, now this is the next one is photoperiodism. Now the plants also response. They don't have if there is no stimulus, like we are not going to say that the duration of light is not an stimulus. Okay, we can say the temperature is stimulus. The amount of light is, we can say the diffuse light or the strong light is stimulus, but the number of hours is not an stimulus. Okay, so plant also responds to some stimulus, that is like number of hours. Okay, so how does it respond? It responds by opening of flowers. Okay, by flowering means if simply if the suitable conditions are there for plant, then it start flowering. Okay, so if I'm saying the response of plant in the form of flowering, the first one is photoperiodism. What is photo means light, and periodism matlab the duration of light. Duration of light available to the plant is called photoperiodism, and the response of plant in this duration means for example, if there is a short day plant, some plants can easily be able to flower when the short duration of light is given, less than 6 hours light is given, so they can easily flower. Okay, but some plants require large duration of light, like 10 to 14 hours. Okay, duration of light, they are long day plants and they require much light for their flowering. Some plants are short day plants, some plants are long day plants. So here it is, write it down. Duration of light available to plant is called photoperiod, and the response of plant in this duration is called photoperiodism. Is called photoperiodism. Note it down. Done. Why you left the class, Abir?
Sir, my charging was over, so it took some time to join again.
Okay. So now we have done this one that is called touch me not plant. Let me explain you that in some plants, if you touch them, okay, they result in sudden release of turgor pressure. I mean, there is a change in the turgor pressure. Turgor pressure means the pressure that is built inside the plant cells. Okay, that provide turgidity, hardness to the plants. So when you touch it, okay, then this turgor pressure suddenly releases and result in the pacular movement of plant part, like closing of leaves in the I'm not turn on my camera. Okay, like closing of leaf in the touch me not plants. Okay, so what happened here is that when you touch a plant, like touch me not plants, so this is touch sensitive, and when you touch it, then it may result in pacular movement or closing of leaves. Okay, that is called seismonestic movement. This is called seismonestic movement, and this is found in touch me not plant. This is called Mimosa purisa, and that is called, it is its scientific name. This is its scientific name. Okay, got it? Got it, Abhi?
Yes, sir.
Should be also.
Yes, sir.
And here also that photoperiodism means some plants, how they are responding. They are also, how do plant response to some stimulus? Either by flowering, they used to do flower, okay, and by bearing fruits, by having fruits. So some plants are capable of flowering if the short duration of light is given, like 6 hours light, okay, and some plants can require more amount of light, like 10 to 14 hours for proper flowering. Okay, for proper flowering. So here we see that what is photoperiodism? The duration of light available to plant is called photoperiod. Okay, and the response of plant in this duration means in the form of flowering and fruit is called photoperiodism. We called it photoperiodism. Got it? Shweb, are you writing?
Yes, sir.
Note it down. Done this? What is photoperiodism? Duration of light given to the plant is called photoperiodism, and response of plant in that duration of light in the form of flowering, in the form of bearing fruit is called photoperiodism.
Yes, sir. Done.
Done. Is there anyone who's still writing? Shweb, done. Tejasvi, done.
Done, sir.
Okay. Let's move. Write this one. The short day plant. Some plants undergo flowering. Even short duration of light is given. Means once you give short duration light, if light is given, then it start flowering. Okay. That is called short day plant, less than 6 hours is available. And long day plants require 14 to 16 hours of light for flowering. Okay. They require 14 to 16 hours for flowering. They are called long day plants. So write down the definition of short day plants and long day plants. You students are not doing the homework. I have noticed that you are not sending your homework. Tejasvi, you did the homework.
Sir,
Shweb,
sir, I have sent my homework.
you have sent the homework on of the previous class.
Yes, sir.
And Tejasvi,
And
you?
before that.
Sir, I didn't did.
Why?
Sorry, sir. I will do from today onwards.
Okay. And you, Shweb, why didn't you send your homework of the previous class? I will check in every class whether you are performing the homework or not. Okay. We got the list. The team, there is always a team that is working behind you. Okay. That is creating your homework. That is, I just select the question, they just type them, send it to you. Then there's a checking team that is going to check your homework. Okay. Now coming vernalization. Vernalization is the last topic of this chapter. That is vernalization. What is vernalization? You know that some seeds, some plants, have you seen some plants that are grown in a greenhouse effect, or you can say that they does not require much light. Okay, much temperature, high temperature. So we can say that some plants require low temperature for seed germination. Okay, for seed germination. So when the plants require low light in seed germination, that is called what we called it, vernalization. The requirement of low temperature by the plants for seed germination and for flowering is called vernalization. You got it? You understood? Understood?
Yes, sir.
So certain, note it down, certain plants undergo seed germination, flowering at low temperature. At low temperature. This low temperature requirement of plant for flowering is called vernalization. Done?
Done, sir.
So this chapter is over. Now we have some question regarding to this chapter. That the one question is that how does tendrils, the climbing plants, so how they curl around the support. For example, if I'm saying, this is a climbing plant, climbers, this is a support and the climbers are moving around it. Okay. So how the climbers are coming, make curl around the support. How does they make curl around the support? So the simple funda behind this is that the auxin that is a reproductive organ. Sorry, that is a growth promoting hormone. Okay. So this is auxin that is secreted more in that part which is not in the contact with the support. For example, let's suppose this pen is acting as a support, and this one is tendril that is making some. My finger is tendril that is taking support of this one. So what is going to happen here is that in this region, that is the region that is in the contact, with these tendrils. Sorry, this is in the contact with this support. In this region, the lesser amount of oxygen is being secreted as comparison to the region that is not in the support, or that is not in the contact. Means the region that is in the contact with the support, that is in the touch with the support, that oxygen secretion in that region will be less as comparison to that plant part that is not in the contact, that is away from the support. Okay. So for example, so as this result in uneven growth. What is going to happen, that the part that is in the contact will grow at lower rate or at slow rate because less oxygen is there, and the part which is away from the support, like this is a part of support. Okay. So this will grow at faster rate. So this result in curling. You understood? Have you understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And in the when the unilateral direction of light is given, then what is going to happen? The region that is in shady, that is not in the light, here the more oxygen is secreted, and here the region that is away from the support or that is not in the contact with the support, more oxygen will be secreted. Okay. So what is the question here is that how do oxygen promote the growth of tendrils around the support? The oxygen in tendrils is secreted more in that region which is not in the contact with the support. Means more oxygen will be secreted in that region that is not in the contact with the support. This result in uneven growth of tendril, and result in uneven growth means unequal growth of the tendrils and bending, resulting in bending around the support. You understood? Please note it down.
Done, sir.
Done? Okay.
Noted, sir.
Now the next question is, how do chemical coordination take place take place in animals? Chemical coordination means the coordination that is done by endocrine system. So you are very much familiar that endocrine system actually work on a principle, or we can say that you know that there are two types of system. One is the nervous system, and the other one is the endocrine system. The endocrine system controls or does the chemical coordination, okay, by secreting the hormones, and the hormones are being secreted, and these hormones is mixed with bloodstream, and reaches to the target organ, and then thus maintain the control and coordination. Okay, so hormones is secreted by endocrine glands. And what does endocrine gland constitute? Endocrine system. Okay, so endocrine system consists of endocrine gland that secrete hormones. That hormones are directly bathed into the bloodstream, and then from the blood it reaches to the target organ. For example, suppose if there is, when we eat food, you know, very, you are very much familiar that when we eat food, and then during the time the blood sugar level increases, and when the blood sugar level increases, what is going to happen? The pancreas is going to secrete insulin that will lower down the blood sugar level. Got it? And make it at a certain level. You understood? Got it? So how does chemical coordination take place? Chemical coordination is done by endocrine system that consists of various endocrine glands, and these endocrine glands secrete hormones. Hormones are the chemical messengers that is directly that is going to have some message to the target organ. So when these hormones are secreted, that is mixed into the bloodstream. They don't have a special duct. They don't have any specialized things. Okay, so they don't have. So they are directly bathed into the stream, and from the stream, bloodstream, it reaches to the target organ, and then they actively work. So please note it down. I didn't do it. Shape, which topic you didn't write? Which topic you didn't write? The previous one. So first note it down, then I will going to give you the slide. So here the chemical coordination is done by a special a special coordinating agency called endocrine system. Endocrine system consists of various glands called endocrine gland. These glands are called endocrine gland, which secrete hormones. And hormones are the chemical messenger which are directly stream into the blood and help in coordinating the target organ. When you're done, please note it. Please let me know when you're done till here. Okay. In bio, you have to write more. Okay. Okay, reply. Please note it down.
Done, sir.
Done? Done?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So please do this one. The next part of this one. For example, here it is example. For example, when we eat food, the blood sugar level increases. As a result, the pancreas secrete. When you know that the blood sugar level increases, then what is going to happen? We need to lower down that blood sugar level. So in order to lower down the blood sugar level, so what we're going to do? We are just going to uh, the pancreas will secrete the insulin and it will lower down. It will decreases the blood sugar level. Okay. So example is important for proper explaining of this topic. Okay, of this question. Okay. So for example, note it down to here.
Done, sir.
Done. Okay. Why it is advisable to use iodized salt? Why it is advisable to use iodized salt? Can you give me the answer for this question? Why it is advisable to use iodized salt? Because you know that iodine is essential for producing for the production. Iodine is necessary, is an important constituent for the production of thyroxine hormone. Thyroxine hormone and this thyroxine hormone is secreted by thyroid gland. Secreted by thyroid gland. Okay, understood. Understood.
Yes,
Now
sir.
what is going to happen here is this thyroxine gland, this thyroid gland. So iodine is being required. So what happens in order if suppose there is a deficiency, if the iodine is deficiency is going to take place in the body. So in order to fulfill this requirement, this thyroxine hormone, for example, if we need 5 molecules of or 10 molecules of iodine, let's suppose for example, if you have 10 molecules of iodine is being required to produce a sufficient amount of thyroxine. But instead of 10, we have only 5. Let's suppose we have only 5. Okay, then what is going to happen? This thyroxine secretion will decreases. The thyroxine production will decreases because there is less amount of iodine in the body. So in order to fulfill this requirement, this thyroid gland enlarge itself. It enlarge itself. This thyroid gland enlarge itself and form a uh, big mass around the neck, called goiter. Okay, this form a big flash of when this thyroid gland enlarge itself and form a big flash around the neck called goiter. You understood?
Yes, sir.
Understood.
Yes, sir.
So note it down. Why it is advisable to use iodine? Iodine is a constituent in the formation of thyroxine hormone secreted by thyroid gland. So secreted by thyroid gland. This gland enlarge itself. Enlarge means when it form enlarge, it will form goiter. Enlarge itself when there is a deficiency of thyroxine hormone in the body. So in order to meet the requirement, so it is advisable to okay. So this portion is being written that this I have written that this portion you have to write here. Okay. So this gland enlarge itself in order to meet the requirement. let me correct it. Okay, wait a minute. So iodine is important constituent for the formation of thyroxine hormone secreted by thyroid gland in her. So you have to write this statement here. In order to meet the requirement first, okay, note it down here, okay. In order to meet the requirement, this gland. So in order to meet the requirement, this gland enlarge itself when there is a deficiency of thyroxine hormone in the body. Okay, so it is advisable to. Got it? You understood how to write? In order to meet the requirement, you have to write here. Okay. Note it down. Done? Are you
Done,
done?
sir.
Done, sir.
Sure. So it is Shave, you done? Shave, are you there? Okay. So now you understood that why it is important to write to. Next question is why there is a need of control and coordination in an organism. Why there is a need of control and coordination? You are very much familiar that for proper functioning of the body, for the proper functioning of nervous system, or for proper functioning of different part of the body, we need to respond accordingly. Okay, according to this the given situation. Okay, so for example, if we touch accidentally a hot plate, and if we don't respond to it, okay, then it will result in burning of our skin and result in damage of body part. Okay, for example, if there is a malfunctioning in any internal body part, we are not we are not able to see that one. Okay, so if there is no pain, there is no pain feeling, then this may result in further injuries or further means we can simply say that the situation of the patient will be more bad accordingly. Okay, if we does not respond, if there is no response to the situation. For example, if a person is having kidney stone and there is no pain of kidney, so then the kidney might be damaged. Okay, and if he will not able to treat them before, so that's just a simple reason that we must have a better control and coordination in order to respond to the environment. Okay, accordingly. Got it? So here it is written, our body consists of various organs which perform different functions that are essential for maintaining life. Okay, if there is improper functioning take place, it result in feeling pain. This feeling of pain help us to recognize the malfunctioning in the body. Okay, this feeling of pain happen recognizing the malfunctioning in the body. thus help us in cure. This help us in cure. Okay. Moreover, control and coordination help in learning several activities such as languages, walking. If we means whatever we are learning today, what we are doing here, this is stored in the brain. Okay, and we are just responding. For example, if you start writing, uh, so you are very much familiar with writing with your right hand. Okay, so if I simply say that, if you are not familiar, if you don't have any control and coordination, if you don't have trained nerve cells, then you are not able to write properly. You will forget every time, and you will be similar. Okay, so this is simple that we can simply say that this help us in learning several activities such as languages, walking, behavior, manners,
Good
etc.
evening.
Good evening, everyone. This help in living a disciplined and happy and prosperous life. Okay, so control and coordination is very important. Okay, so please note it down. Still having Rima, wait for 2 minutes. Okay, so that the students are writing. Okay, please note this question. Are you writing? Shape, Tejasvi,
Yes, sir.
note it down.
Noted, sir.
Noted. Other student, Tejasvi still writing.
Almost done, sir.
Shape still writing or done?
Done, sir.
Okay, Shape done. Okay, so you three may leave. Okay, Tejasvi, Shweb, and
Thank you, sir.
okay, thank you. Yes, Rima, how are you? Turn on your
I'm good,
camera.
sir. How are you?
Turn on your camera.
Okay, sir.
I'm also fine, Rima. Okay, so what we're going to study today? Today is our biology class, now. We were discussing cell,
Yes, sir.
and up to where we have completed. Can you tell me the last
Sir,
topic
today's
that
physics.
today's?
Physics.
I don't teach you bio, na?
Uh,
Let me see.
but the another teacher is teaching us biology. You didn't teach us.
Yeah. So today's chemistry. Yesterday I teach you maths, na? And the day before this, that one?
Day before chemistry.
Sure.
Yeah.
What we were studying in that one? Elements, compounds. Today is physics. You got the message of physics.
Yeah. Today's physics.
Okay, so let it be physics. Wait a minute. We were doing motion.
Yes, sir.